Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. And here we go. First off, I want to do some bookkeeping. See how I did that there? Kind of like housekeeping, but bookkeeping. Anyways, so I have started the 12, and look at this. When you take the slip cover off, this is the book. Inside, the art is really cool. So I started reading this. I won't go over it yet. I've read about 5 of the 12 stories, comics in this collection here by J. Michael Straczynski. So I've started that. We'll follow up with Stone of Farewell by Tad Williams. I'm listening to this, and I'm in chapter 11, so not quite halfway through the book yet. Continue with that. Then, of course, I'm reading A Trio for Loot. I take the covers off when I'm reading it. I don't want to damage the cover. This book's pretty old anyways. But I finished Damiano, the first book in the trilogy, and I'm now on Damiano's Loot. I just started it, so we'll continue with that. And then, of course, the third book is Raphael. We'll finish that this month and get that out of the way. All right, so what else do we have to talk about real quick? I'm filming on Super Bowl Sunday, and that's important to some of us probably not. My girlfriend, my beautiful, amazing girlfriend, has decided that she's going to root for the Tigers. Of course, that's the Cincinnati Bengals. She calls them the Tigers. But, of course, I'm rooting for the LA Rams. I've kind of been a Rams fan for years, back when Pat Hayden was the quarterback. You know, they had Kurt Warner's quarterback, Marshall Faulk. I would love to see Matthew Stafford win a Super Bowl. He deserves it after all the years spent in Detroit. All right, that's out of the way. So what are we here for today? Well, yesterday I finally had a full Saturday off. And since it's close to Valentine's Day, I decided that me and my girlfriend would kind of celebrate Valentine's Day yesterday. So we went out, we had breakfast, we went to lunch, we went to dinner. But in between that, we went book shopping. So this is going to be my February book haul, and it is huge. There are 33 books. Yeah, that's what happens when I start buying books. What we do is we went to several thrift stores. We like to support some of the thrift stores. One is a Habitat for Humanity thrift store. One is a hospice thrift store. And of course, we went to Goodwill and Salvation Army, different thrift stores. So we bought some books there. Then we went to a discount store. In Florida, we have these stores called Ollie's, and it's basically a bargain discount type store. We went to that store, and they carry a lot of books. I don't know if they're just leftovers that they buy out from other companies, but it's a good place to get some really inexpensive books. So we got some there as well. And then we ended up at BAM Books A Million and got a bunch of books there. So this is my February book haul. Let's get started. What did we get first? So I started off, well, we didn't start off there, but BAM has this buy two, get one free table. So I saw a couple books on there that I've been meaning to get, but I haven't gotten. First is Joe Hill, The 20th Century Ghost. It's a short story compilation. And of course, everyone knows Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. And I've been meaning to get these, why not take advantage of a sale? So I got Joe Hill, 20th Century Ghosts, short stories. And they also had Joe Hill, Nosferatu on that table. I saw the TV series. I don't know if you've all seen it. I liked it. I wish it would have been renewed and gone on, but they didn't. I like the actors in it, and the story was pretty cool, and I've always wanted to read it. I don't have it. Now I do. So we'll be reading Joe Hill, Nosferatu. And for the free book, I've been meaning to get this forever. I like the concept, this night circus. And it's by Aaron Morgenstern. Pretty cool little, I mean, it's paperback. I prefer hardbacks, but this was a decent sale. So I got this for free for buying the 2 Joe Hill books. They were all on the same table. I've really been meaning to read this. So I can't wait to actually dive into this one, see what it's all about. So got those 3 to start off with. Next, I'm going to just go through these. I've got all these books down here on the floor. There's 33 of them. So I'm trying to go through kind of quickly. I don't want to make this video forever. But got a couple other good ones. I'm going to start with this pile over here. So these 2 I got in hardback. Staying with the theme, Joe Hill, of course. Now this is the second one. And these books are by Stephen King and Richard Chizmar. The second book is Richard Chizmar only, but of course there's a foreword by Stephen King in it. So this is Gwendy's Magic Feather. So this is book 2 in the series. I got this one. I haven't even read book 1 yet. So we're going to be getting that taken care of this year. So I got the second book. And then of course, I got the third and final book, Gwendy's Final Task. This one is written by Stephen King and Richard Chizmar, like the first one is. The funny thing is, I got a notice on my phone to pre-order this because it's supposed to come out on the 15th of February. And I bought it yesterday at BAM. That's not the 15th. We're only on the 13th today, 12th yesterday. So I don't know what that means. Pre-order 15. Anyways, I got it. So I've got all 3 now, and we will be reading that. So that's another one that I got yesterday. And what else did I get here? Oh, these. So at Ollie's, I started collecting the Expanse books, and the cool thing about Ollie's was they're only $3. I've got number 1, number 2, number 7, and number 8. So then yesterday I went out and I got number 3, Abaddon's Gate. I got number 5, Nemesis Games. And then I got number 6, Babylon's Ashes. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now they did have number 9 at Books A Million, but it was in hardback form. And although I prefer hardback, my whole collection of these is not hardback. So I'm kind of a completionist. I want to get the same, types of books in the whole series. So now I'm just missing number 4 and number 9, but I couldn't even find it in this version. It was only in hardback. We'll get that. So, all right, so let's go on. Keep going. Keep moving. Oh, as you know, I did my review of The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, and I did not like it. But what I did was I listened to that one. So I'm thinking maybe if I read it in physical form, I might like it better. So I got the second book in that trilogy, and this is Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. And I'm going to read this one. I have heard mixed reviews on this one as well. People that didn't like the first one didn't particularly like the second one either. But I also got used. This was only $3. Is the third one in this series. It's a little beat up a little bit here, but I think it's still beautiful. I love these covers. This version, the softback version. This is The Last Argument of Kings. This is the third book in the trilogy, the original First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. So now I have all three. I did hear that the third book is good. The third book is really good and wraps it all together. And, you know, hopefully I'll love the whole series after that. But I will be reading this because I didn't like the audio version of The Blade itself, the first one. So now I've got the full trilogy, and then I have the new trilogy. I don't have the middle trilogy, but I do have I think there's a standalone short story version. I have that on Audible, so we've got a lot of Joe Abercrombie, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm not even sure if I'm going to enjoy them at all. So that's my first stack of books. Let's keep moving. Another stack here. So as you know, I've talked about before, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So I got these two books. This is the High Republic series, and there's a couple novels now in this, I think 3 or 4. And I got this one, Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. So I think this is the first one. And then I also picked up another Star Wars, The High Republic, and this is The Fallen Star by Claudia Gray. Claudia Gray's, I know I've read a couple other Star Wars universe novels by her, and I really enjoy her writing. So I'm looking forward to diving into these because I have not read any of the High Republic novels yet. And so this will probably, in the order of, oh, this one comes with a nice little poster in it. But in the order, if you look at, so these are the new novels, of course. You'll see that the High Republic so it has Light of the Jedi, which is the first one. And this is The Fallen Stars. So that's the 4th one. So Rising Storm, Tempest Runner, and I think there's also a YA one out too. But the High Republic is actually before everything, even before The Phantom Menace. So I'm really interested in starting to read, earlier Star Wars novels. I just got done reading Thrawn, Ascendancy, Chaos Rising, and next month I will be reading the second one, Greater Good. But really looking forward to reading these two Star Wars High Republic novels. So let's start another stack here. Also, I got another Star Wars one that came out a while ago, and look, I got this one used, so it was only $3. And this is Star Wars Alphabet Squadron. I haven't read this at all. It says a Marvel and Del Rey crossover event. It's because, Marvel does a lot of the Star Wars comic book series. And in the middle of this book, there's actually a comic portion of it. So that's kind of interesting. That'll be kind of fun if I can turn the page, of course. There's a couple images in here. So that'll be cool. There's another section. So that's Alphabet Squadron. I don't know anything about it. I haven't researched any of it or read anything on this. So that will be interesting to read, of course. Oh, and this one. This looks cool as hell. This is Star Wars Ronin. It says a Visions novel. And it's not in, like if you look at the canon at the beginning of these books, this isn't in the canon. I believe this is probably taken from one of the shorts that they did on Disney Plus. They had a bunch of shorts that were cartoons or graphic images of Star Wars that people wrote stories, and one of them was a feudal Japanese type story, samurai story. So I think maybe that will tie in with that. I'm not sure. I haven't read anything about it again, but it looks really cool. Look at that cover. That's pretty cool. So I'm kind of really interested. This is by Emma Miko Candon, and I don't know anything about that author. Let me see in the back. Here's a nice picture of her. And she's written a couple things. She makes her home in Hawaii. That's cool. So, yeah, look forward to that. Look at this kind of old movie. That's pretty cool. So, I'll be reading that. That just looks really fun. All right, so that's my Star Wars books for my book haul. Next, let's keep moving. We got a ton of them. I saw this one at Ollie's, and it just, you know, sometimes you buy books because of the cover or something. And this one says, it's called When the Sky Fell on Splendor. And it's got a little blurb on the front that says, a vivid and multi-layered story sure to turn the staunchest of Scully and into molders. I am obsessed with this book. Look at that. So, When the Sky Fell on Splendor. Kind of cool. It's got these people on the bikes, and look at that. There's like a, you know, some type of alien ship casting down a beam. Molders, Scully's into molders. So I guess non-believers into believers. Just looked really interesting. I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to until I start reading it. But again, I got it at Ollie's for $3, so you can't go wrong. I'll pop that up right there. Next. All right, so let me talk about this dude for you. Christopher Moore. If y'all haven't read Christopher Moore, please read Christopher Moore. If you like funny stories, now he a lot of his books are more kind of, I don't know, I don't even want to say really fantasy settings, because the first book I ever listened to was, what was it, Blood-Sucking Fiends, and that's more modern day, but it's vampire story. And then there's a trilogy. There's You Suck and Bite Me. So I read all of those. They're hilarious. He does this one, actually is the third in a series. The first one was Fool, and I don't even know what the second one is. I haven't read the second one. Oh, but it's basically, he takes things like vampires and does his version of vampire stories, but funny. And this is apparently from Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream, but of course he makes it funny. But it's the third in the series. Start with Fool. I did read Fool. It was hilarious. So please, if you haven't read Christopher Moore, you have to read Christopher Moore. I read Noir by him. He's got well, The Lamb. You have to read that. Really cool. Here's a picture of him. Funny dude. And oh, what's that? Well, it was used, so somebody had a bookmark in there. Tearing up the pages a little bit. All right, so Christopher Moore, Shakespeare for Squirrels. I mean, just the title is great. Love Christopher Moore. You have to read Christopher Moore. Give him a try. I would do the vampire series if you want to start off with that. Really funny. All right, go. Moving forward. Thomas Harris, Curry Moore. Now, I don't know anything about this book, but it's Thomas Harris, Silence of the Lambs. You gotta love Silence of the Lambs. So I'm hoping that this will be good. I haven't even read the inside cover yet. There's the inside of the book. That's interesting. But I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read the inside cover or anything. I just want to be surprised, because I have enjoyed other Thomas Harris books. So that's another one I bought. Here we go again. Preston and Child versus For the Dead. Again, it was on a discount bookshelf I got for $5. My mother, I talk about my mother because she's the person who really got me into reading so much. She started me on Preston and Child. I haven't read any of the Jack Reacher stuff that he writes, but Preston and Child, two guys together, they write these, and this is a Pendergast novel, and I've got a ton of them. I have them down actually right behind my chair here. But it starts off with Relic, and that was really, really interesting. Then Reliquary, and then they went on from there. They've got a ton of them. I think I have 10 or so of these Pendergast novels. He's an investigator, and I really enjoy him. So yeah, I don't know if you saw Relic. They made it into a movie. It was a pretty cool movie. You can usually find them on discount tables and things like that in bookstores, and that's what I do whenever I see a new one. I don't even think this one is probably the newest one. I think they've got 2 or 3 even, newer than this. But pick that up. That goes on my shelf with my other Preston and Child books. All right. Next, because I loved Circe so much last year, I had to go get The Song of Achilles, again by Madeline Miller, who wrote Circe. And I really liked Circe a lot. And I'm thinking that a lot of people that read that book have gone back probably and bought this. Some people probably, bought it before. Just if it's half as good as Circe, I know I'm going to love it. It says, a tale of gods and goddesses, kings and queens, immortal fame and human heart. So I'm going to really enjoy reading that. Of course, I don't know how many of these I'm going to read this year because I am a slow reader, as I've discussed before. So I got a couple of these too. Now, when I was a kid, I had a framed picture on my wall of the Apollo 11 flight crew. The crew, of course, that landed on Mars, on the moon, and were the first humans that we know of, to walk on the moon. So this, I love anything that has to do with our Gemini, Mercury, Apollo space programs, even up to, the space shuttles and beyond now, SpaceX and things like that. I'm really big into. So I picked up a couple of these novels, again at Ollie's for $4. You can't beat it. This one is One Giant Leap, The Impossible Mission That Flew Us to the Moon. And so like I said, I just love anything that has to do. So it's got in the cover is the first footprint on the moon, Neil Armstrong, of course. So I'm really interested in looking at this. It's got a lot of cool, pictures. There's Kennedy, during the space race, different pictures. So this book's going to be really cool. And to match with this one, I got Apollo 8. So this is the thrilling story of the first mission to the moon. So the Apollo 8 was the first one that actually went to the moon and circumnavigated the moon. So you can see on the cover here, it kind of shows the path of what they did when they took off. They went around the Earth a couple times, and then it slung them to the moon, and they circled the moon and came back. And here's a picture of the Apollo 8 command module. Really cool. That's the section that comes off. And so I'm really looking forward to reading this one too, because I'm just a huge space fan. And yeah, and this has that soft cover. It's really cool. Looks really nice. 8's one of my favorite numbers anyway. So another one. Let's keep going. moving ahead. Oh, I got this at Ollie's too. This is really cool. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories by Washington Irving. I just love this little novel. It's flimsy, and it's got, you know, a nice little book marker here. But look at this cover. It's silk. It feels like silk, right? But it looks like birch trees. I think it's really cool. It almost makes my eyes go goofy. Anyways, I love reading Legend of Sleepy Hollow every October, every Halloween season. So now I usually just read it on my Kindle or whatever. It's one of the only things I've ever read on a Kindle. I have a Kindle with hundreds of books in it, and I only read a couple like short stories or something like this, and I've read The Hunger Games. Out of all my novels on Kindle, that's all I've done. I want to rectify that. I want to start using my Kindle more to read with, but I just don't. I use it to play Angry Birds back in the day. I don't even do that anymore. So that's Legend of Sleepy Hollow. That's really cool. Really cool book. Got that for $3 at Ollie's. Bunch more books I got here from Ollie's. These are really cool. I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, like many of you probably. So I've got a bunch of these here. I got The Further Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, The Counterfeit Detective by Stuart Douglas. The World's Greatest Detective returns. There are so many of these books now that the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle estate has released, you know, that anybody I guess now can write in this universe, and there's a lot of cool books coming out. So I grabbed a bunch of these. This was like $2 at Ollie's. So I got that one. I got Sherlock Holmes, The Impossible Prisoner, both of these by Stuart Douglas. I got a second one. Then I got this third one. Now this is Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Dust, and this is by James Lovegrove. James Lovegrove has written several Sherlock Holmes books, but this is the cool one. I don't have all these. I think there's 2 or 3 of these now out. So this is the Cthulhu case books. So it's Sherlock Holmes and the Miskatonic Monstrosities by James Lovegrove. Sorry. This is a hardback version. Really nice. Cool inside cover with the tentacles, of course, for Cthulhu. I can't wait to read this because, as you all know, I'm a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan, and looking forward to reading that one too. All right, got to keep moving. So, here's where we stand. These are all books that I purchased yesterday for myself, but since it was we were celebrating Valentine's Day, I did buy several books for my beautiful girlfriend, and she is a huge Nora Roberts fan. So I bought several for her. I got this one, Nora Roberts, Bay of Sighs. It says book 2 of the Guardian trilogy. She says she has book 1, so I got this for her. My girlfriend doesn't care what form the book is. It can be hardback, softback, pocketbook, paper, trade paperback. She doesn't care. She just likes to read them. So I got this for her. Also, I got this whole series for her. This is Nora Roberts, Chronicles of the One, Book 1, Year 1. So I don't know anything about Nora Roberts. I've never read any Nora Roberts, but she loves her. So this is book 1. I got that. Then this is book 2 in the series. The covers are cool as hell. I like the covers. Look at that. That's pretty cool looking. And then this one says Of Blood and Bone. They sound like something I might want to read. Huh. There's Nora on the back there. Beautiful picture of Nora. So that's book 2 of that series. And then book 3, Chronicles of the One. Book 3, The Rise of Magics. This would personally drive me crazy. I have to have everything matchy-matchy. This should be hardback, but she isn't like me. She isn't crazy like that. So we got that whole series there for her. And still more. Only 3 more. Another Nora Roberts book, Under the Currents. This one I believe was in the used bin or marked down bin. So a lot of this stuff I got for a really good price. I'm gonna have to make another stack. That's that. And then this one, she said that she has, I think this is a trilogy. It's The Only Way to Grow Up is to Survive. This is Everland by Wendy Spinelli. And I believe that's nice, that nice soft cover. I like those. This was also, I believe, in the used bin. It's a little damaged here, but that's okay. I think this is the third book. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about it, but she says she has the other ones. So I got this one for her. And last but not least, Dean Koontz, Odd Thomas. Again, my girlfriend loves Dean Koontz, especially the Odd Thomas books. I think we've got 5 or 6 of them, but we didn't have this one in hardback. So I said, you've got, all the other ones are hardback. I said, you gotta have a hardback. She said, I don't care. I said, you have to. So I found this in hardback for her. And I got this. I've seen the movie, Odd Thomas. It was okay. Different. I know we've got a whole bookshelf of Dean Koontz books, and I've never read a Dean Koontz novel ever. And I know that even Stephen King says he's one of his favorite authors. So I should read it, but I never have. So maybe we'll start with this one. Who knows? Anyways, that's my book haul from yesterday. 33 books. When am I going to have time to read them all? I don't know. I still have hundreds of books that I've never read that are on my bookshelves. I'm going to need another bookshelf. I already have 10. Now I'm going to have to build another one and get another one. So anyways, that was my book haul from yesterday. My book haul for February 2022. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please, I don't ask, but I'm going to start asking. Please like and subscribe if you can, please. I have 28 subscribers, so I'm not looking to make a living off this. Really, I'm not. I do it because I love it. I love books. I love to look at books. I love to buy books. I love to feel books. I love to smell books. Does anybody do that? I do that. I don't know why. I always have. I love to smell them. I love to collect them. That's another problem of mine is I get into authors and I have to buy everything that they have written, which doesn't let me read more globally than I should probably, than I want to, but that's just how it is. But I love to collect them, look at them, touch them, smell them, read them. That's me. So anyways, thank you for watching. Peace out.